Welcome back, everyone. In Rivers State, confusion may be the word to describe the situation in the All Progressives Congress APC after the court nullified the primary election, which saw the emergence of Mr. Tonye as a Rivers APC candidate. Senator Magnus is not happy about the manner in which things have gone in the party, considering that he has faulted the manner in which the leadership of the party in the state were formed and also the mode of the conduct of the governorship primary. Senator Magnus joins us from our Abuja studio tonight, and we're here in our Lagos studio. I have Honorable Chidi Lloyd. Thank you so much for joining us on the program today. Let me perhaps begin by getting the reaction of Honorable Chidi Lloyd on the court order. You are part of the group or the party, the portion of the party that organized the primary, which saw Mr. Tonye emerge as a party's candidate. Now the court has nullified that primary. What's your immediate reaction?
Well, so I need to say this to you and to Nigerians. I did not organize any primaries for Tonye to emerge.
But you were part of that group.
Just hold on 1 second. The National Working Committee of the party came up with a timetable for conduct of primaries across the federation, including Rivers State. And the National Working Committee, in its wisdom, sent officers of the party to conduct these primaries. So if you say I was a delegate, yes, to that extent you are correct. Not that I conducted as opposed to what Magnus did. Magnus is a candidate for an exam who set the exam, invited supervisors to supervise his exam, and probably scored himself and issued certificate. It's not the same thing with us.
Interesting.
Yes.
I mean, some of the things that we now know, based on the judgment of the court, which says that the leadership of the party, Makri, isn't it? That's the chairman of the party where you belong. The court has nullified that formation of that leadership, and which led to the nullification of the emergence of Tonye. If that has happened, would you say that he did what he did wrongly?
Well, ab initio, the courts overreached itself when it gave orders, when it went about issuing orders, including parties that were not before it. The primaries of the Rivers, the APC primaries that produced Tonye as our candidate was not an issue before the court. The executive of Ojukaye Flag and Makri was not an issue before the court. And incidentally, it will interest you to know, Shehu, that Ojukaye Flag and Makri and his executive were not even parties to this suit. You know, very strange things are happening, and one may begin to think, is Rivers State actually part of Nigeria? Is Rivers State obeying the laws of this federation? Because we have a situation where a judge sits in his court, and matters come before him. He does not address himself on the issue of service.
Are you a lawyer?
I am. I have a PhD in law, and I teach law.
Some judges can see.
Well, I am trained. No. I am trained not to cast aspersion on judges, but we can discuss judgments.
Okay.
So we are not discussing.
But when you say that the judges are sitting and
no. What I'm saying, I'm referring to what has been produced by the judge, and that is what makes learning deep.
I just wanted to remind you of the line.
No, I'm sure I am educated enough not to commit contempt as fashi courier.
Okay. Let's reach out to Senator Magnus Abe. On this one, it does look like some of the reactions are coming, saying that you're doing things that are against the peace of the party. When the NWC decide to say Tonye is a candidate, but you have challenged that in court, does it look like what your critics are saying?
Well, sure. First of all, let me thank you and thank the Nigerians who are watching this program this evening. First is to say that I don't think that we're sitting here on appeal over the judgments of the High Court of Rivers State. And secondly, let me say, Sean, that everybody in this country is aware of the fact that we've had issues in the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State spanning almost 2 years now. And when you say the executive of Flag Amakri was not the subject of the litigation in the court, it's important that we remember that those who went to the court were those who wanted to take part in the congresses that produced this illegal executive. And having paid for forms from the party, they were denied even the opportunity to participate in that process. And it was based on that injustice that these gentlemen proceeded to the courts to seek justice. Now, in order to frustrate that suit, the object of that entire exercise was to hold and foist this situation on the party. In order to frustrate that suit, they went ahead to conduct the first Congress, even after the court had ruled that they were not to proceed. They came on Channels Television, just the way they're doing today, to announce that they will not obey that order, and they did not obey it. Later on, they went ahead, canceled that Congress without the knowledge of the court, without still giving these people an opportunity to participate in the process, and fixed another set of Congresses within 72 hours to make sure that that process ended before the courts could resume on Monday morning. And of course, the court, naturally being the one to protect its own jurisdiction, voided that exercise as well. They still went ahead, in spite of the court order that existed at that time, to continue to openly flaunt themselves against the existing orders of the court. So what you're seeing here is a continuation of a pattern of impunity and disregard for the judiciary that has been the hallmark of some of these persons. And I just want to say that while people do this, they place their own interest above the interest of the All Progressives Congress.